Dad, what's for dinner?
We're having fried potatoes tonight.
I like fried potatoes.
What's for dinner, Dad?
We're having fried potatoes.
Mike, guess what?
What?
We're having fried potatoes for dinner.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I know! Hey, Gina, guess what?
What?
We're having fried potatoes for dinner.
That's my favorite.
Hey, hello everybody. Tonight we're going to make pan-fried potatoes as I drink my perfect little cup of latte. I have kids. My children are spread out all over the country. When they come home, when I get to see them, they're pretty beautiful faces a few days a week, a few days a year. I ask them what they would like to eat, and invariably, what they would like to have is sausage and pan-fried potatoes. So tonight, we're going to make pan-fried potatoes. Pan-fried potatoes, the recipe's pretty simple. We have potatoes, salt and pepper, oil, and butter. I like to use russet potatoes. I've also used red potatoes, and they work very well also. So I think either one will work fine. Start out with, we're going to peel our potatoes. So let's get started with that. We have our potatoes peeled. It's important to go ahead and get started with the pan. So we're going to go ahead and start heating the pan up. We're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to heat that up, and now we're going to go ahead and start peeling or slicing our potatoes. We want to slice them about 1/8 inch, a 1/16 to 1/8 inch in thickness. I don't really care if they're evenly sliced. In fact, I think they're kind of nice if they're not sliced perfectly the same all the time. So we're going to go ahead and slice our potatoes about 1/8 inch thick. Okay, so for quantity, when I'm doing mashed potatoes, I think about 1 medium-sized potato per person is a good quantity to use for mashed potatoes. For fried potatoes, the fried potatoes will shrink a bit, so I like to use 1.5 potatoes per person when I'm doing pan-fried potatoes. So we're going to do 6 medium-sized potatoes tonight. Okay, so we started with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Sometimes if you don't have olive oil, regular cooking oil is fine. The thing about fried potatoes is you have to cook the potatoes in a hot pan. You want to cook them at medium to a medium-high heat. We're going to try to fry these potatoes so they have a nice crispy crunch on most of the potatoes, but there are also some soft potatoes. So we're going to start with a very hot pan. You have to get your oil hot before you get started. You can see it kind of starting to sizzle there a little bit. We're going to start, I like to have like 3 different layers of potatoes. So we're going to start by just simply spreading these potatoes out in a layer. Okay, so that's our first layer. We're going to salt and pepper that first layer. Give them plenty of salt and pepper. I like to use ground pepper. And then we'll start the next layer. And there's nothing magical about it. Just try to keep them spread out so that this second layer covers most of the first layer. Okay, there's the second layer. Some more ground pepper. And some more salt. And finally, our last layer. Now, on top of everything, we will put about 2 tablespoons of butter. Slice up about 2 tablespoons of butter. And that's just going to melt through the potatoes. The thing about fried potatoes, what we want to do is we have to be very patient. You want to go medium to medium-high heat, and you want them to brown. If you turn them too quick, they won't brown. So you want to have a nice brown bottom before you turn them. So we'll just let those cook for a while, uncovered, and just let them cook. Okay, our pan-fried potatoes are about ready to turn. If you look, you can see these potatoes starting to turn a golden brown on the bottom. That's when you know that they're ready to turn. They've been in here for 10 minutes now at a medium-high heat. Tonight, with our fried potatoes, we're having smoked sausage and sauerkraut. Kind of a staple at the Franken house. Okay, so our fried potatoes have turned brown. You can kind of see the brownness on the bottom, so let's start turning them. Oh, those are perfect. Okay, so that turned out really well. Our patience really paid off there. Our goal is to have about 2/3 of potatoes fried to a golden crispness like this, and the other half and the other third will be kind of soft, and it'll present a really nice texture for the fried potatoes. Okay, it's been about 9 minutes, and they're ready to turn again. Each successive turn takes a little bit, about 10% less time. So we're going to turn these, and as you can see, they've got a nice golden brown on that layer that was in the pan. So we're going to cook these for another 9 to 10 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes. One thing to keep in mind as you're cooking, do not let the pan go without oil. You need oil to cook the potatoes. If you don't have the oil, the potatoes will stick to the bottom of the pan, and that's not good. So we'll look at these in another 9 minutes and see what they look like. Okay, it's been 8 minutes. This is our third and final flip. Let's see what they look like. Oh, look, those look pretty darn good. A little bit on the crispy side, but we like them that way. So these look pretty good, Jack. We'll let them cook for another couple of minutes, and then we'll take them off the stove.
That is some kind of good.
Okay, these fried potatoes are done. We'll turn them over one more time, and we'll put them in the bowl, and we're going to eat some fried potatoes. Notice how crispy and golden they are. There's a few that are still soft and ungolden, but they're kind of crispy, like potato chips almost. Only these are fried potatoes, and they are so delicious. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.